feature HelloFresh all the time on the channel, but now Factor is owned by HelloFresh, and this is the perfect option for those that don't want to do any cooking or any cleanup. Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make eating better every day easy. Wherever tomorrow takes you, be ready with pre-prepared, chef-craft, and dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. It doesn't get any easier than this, guys. All you gotta do is take it out, poke a couple holes in the plastic here, and pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes. No prep, no cleanup afterwards. You can also put it on a plate and cook it in a conventional oven as well, but if you're on time crunch and just want it done, throw it in the microwave and you're good to go in 2 minutes. Just like that, we are all good to go. These are restaurant quality meals that are ready to be heated and eated whenever you are. Looks like we got some pasta and some green beans here. Nice healthy meal. This is perfect if you are meal prepping or anything like that and you just don't have time to cook, or you just don't want to deal with, you know, busting out the kitchenware to get a meal prepped. It's just ready to go, as easy as it possibly gets, and they are delicious. If you guys want to get started on Factor, all you have to do is go to factor75.com, use our promo code BOOSTEDBOYS50 to get 50% off your first Factor box, and you will also receive these free wellness shots. You'll get 2 of them across 3 different flavors, and these are included for life with your subscription. For as long as that's active, you'll get some of these guys for free. That is factor75.com, promo code BOOSTEDBOYS50 for 50% off your first Factor box. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's video. What's up, guys? We haven't had much going on the last week. As you saw in the last video, we got the hatch put back together. Had Brent in town and he helped me get this thing up and running, but we actually took this thing out for a drive the other day and we ran into an issue. So I'll just go ahead and let you guys see that for yourselves.
So it's really loud in here, but I'm in first gear right now. And we shifted to second. Everything seems fine. You know, I got third, I got fourth. Everything's good, right? But I found out when I was in second gear, if I start to get on it, it pops out of second. And she's coming out of second on me. And if I try to hold it in second, it's fighting me. It's trying to pop out. I kind of stayed in right there, but at the very end, it was trying to pop out.
So yeah, it's popping out of second gear really bad. Even if I try to hold it in, it actually held for that pull until the very end there. But what that means is that there's probably some damage, or the dog is a little rounded off there and it's allowing it to pop out of gear. It's not something detrimental, and it's normally something we could easily get parts for on like our sequentials or any other transmission, but since this transmission has, you know, limited availability, it's not a part that we can get super easily, because I would already be tearing it apart right now, but I want to make sure that I can even get parts before I tear into this thing and go from there. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to race on it like that, because it's just going to pop out of second gear. I double checked all the cables and everything. Everything's good, nothing changed, and everything was working great transmission wise last time we had it out. Who knows, but for some reason second gear's popping out really bad. So I think the only way to fix it is to pull the trans apart, and if we don't have parts for the transmission, then there's no reason to pull it apart this very moment and just have parts for the hatch scattered. So yeah, kind of sucks, but go ahead and get it back to the house. So unfortunately what this means is we will not be able to race the hatch at Streetcar Takeover, which is coming up this weekend. By the time you're watching this, it's like tomorrow. We are going to take the NSX out there, put it in the roll races, but the plan was to put the hatch into stick shift. I was really excited to race this thing again, but the transmission that is in this car, as you guys know, is a more one-off transmission. It's not as common since it is all straight H series stuff. Between mine and my buddy Aaron's car, we are the only ones that run this setup in the world. So getting parts for this transmission isn't as easy as some of the other things on the shelf. The parts I did order for this are coming from Greece, and I wasn't actually sure if I could even get stuff. Luckily, I got some stuff on the way, but the hatch is going to be out for a little bit. But it kind of does bum me out, because I wish we just had some stuff available, ready to go. I know a lot of guys local that carry stuff for like PPG, and if we had an H to B setup in there, this would be no big deal, but that's a very expensive route. Or if the hatch was a K-Series, it would be a no-brainer. And I've honestly been thinking about like changing the setup on the car, but you know, part of me just can't let that happen, because this is the OG H22 setup that I've always had in this thing. And you know, we already got too many freaking K-Series on this channel. So one option might be to go H to B in the future. The only thing if we did that is we'd have to change the position of the engine. I'd have to build a whole new transmission. It cost me a lot to do, honestly, almost like $15,000, which is just ridiculous. I could almost put a K-swap with a dog box in there for cheaper than just converting this to H to B, which would be a B series transmission on the H series. And I want to keep it straight H because this setup works. It's just that the parts are limited for it, and it sucks waiting on stuff, and I don't like when the hatch is down. I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on it, but yeah, that's where we're at on the hatch right now, unfortunately. So I'm waiting on parts to come in for the transmission, then we'll get it fixed, and then if it breaks later on, then I might seriously consider changing some stuff up on this thing. But for now, we're going to set this thing aside and get the NSX ready to go for Street Car Takeover this weekend. Want to give the people an update on the old tube chassis Civic here?
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit since I think the last time they saw it. I think we had showed them that we cut out the 2 mid-plate mounts and redid those. And if you look in here, it's looking a lot more like a Pro Mod now.
Yes, sir. Wyatt's been working all the sheet metal, getting the firewall done. He's working on the floors right now.
Yeah, so just adding bars, doing the sheet metal stuff, just trying to button up, you know, what they had left. They did a pretty decent job about getting this thing kind of where it was, but some of it needed addressed. So it's been going through, getting things dialed in and getting it closer. Like Kyle said, underneath here, we got the floors going in it right now. And so you can kind of see this will go up here like this, and then we'll have a removable drip tray, like whole belly pan that'll come off this, and it'll be this whole length. It'll be the engine and transmission all in one, and it'll have some nice quarter turn fasteners that just hold it all up in here. And nice flat bottom car, be ready to go. A lot easier to do on this than like the MR2.
Yeah,
that thing was a pain. So it's coming together. Just a lot of tedious little work.
And peeling the plastic off the aluminum.
Peeling the plastic off has been a pain.
All the aluminum comes with the thin blue sheet of plastic, and it does not like to peel off in one chunk.
Yep, that's been a real joy. But otherwise, yeah, just been plugging away at this.
What's this stuff called? Does it have a specific name?
Not really. It's just like, it's from Tim McCamus race cars. It's
fancy L brackets.
Yeah, it's just pre-made panel mounting strips, I guess.
Yeah, ordered a whole bunch of those. You can see how Wyatt's been screwing each panel down, and he just has those welded to all of our bars there.
Yep, and huge shout out to our bolts and nuts guys. They got us set up with really nice stainless hardware and stainless nylock nuts, so that none of that's going to come loose. Obviously, all this here is just for mock-up currently, but it'll be all nylocked with some nice stainless button heads once it's all done. And I'm pretty anxious to get this thing in some paint. I think it'll look really good.
Yeah, get all this cleaned up. And
yeah, it's fairly close to where we could start, like we could pull the body off it, paint the whole chassis again, and get it nice and clean. And then just get the engine in it, start spending a lot of money.
Yeah,
and start
dressing
all the cool
it up.
Stuff. Yeah.
So you just got to finish up the floor pretty much before you can stick the engine and trans back in?
Yeah, pretty much. I might work on a little bit in the back. I mean, it still needs some sheet metal done up.
Yeah, we have some of those pieces, but redoing some of it.
Yeah, a lot of it's probably going to get redone. Not that they did a bad job. I just want to do it differently. And yeah, once we have that stuff done, then it's really just like the mechanical side of things. The body work on this is what takes forever. It's just super tedious, but it'll be nice once it's done. And then, like I said, we'll start on the mechanical side of it, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yep, she'll be coming soon, guys.
Hopefully very soon.
About to put a big shopping cart together and
yeah, I'm about to
bust out the wallet.
Yep. Yeah, this thing's gonna be sick though once it's all set up. So just keep plugging away at this, and here within probably a month, I think the sheet metal will all be done, and we'll start doing the fun stuff. So
cool. I'm ready for the fun stuff.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm tired of these. I'm tired of cutting myself on these sharp edges. So
yeah, put some gloves on.
Done with that.
Tires are a little cold. I warmed them right up. I might need to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think she's making some jam.
That was a lot spicier than I thought. Jesus.
Yeah, turn this thing down, dude.
Yeah, that was a little too much there. She got squirrely. So, yeah, I'll try to tame it down just a little more. But, I mean, the NSX is ready to go. I don't know if there's too much more I need to see other than that right there. But we'll tame it down just to try it again. Because she has been sitting since the She's been sitting since FL2K, so we haven't done too much else with it.
Trying to race?
Oh, okay. People. I think he said follow him.
Where are we going? Are we getting in a street race right now?
That's nuts.
That was way better too.
Oh, dude, 1 second he was in the screen, gone.
See ya. Just out here street racing like the good old days, boys.
In Mexico. So
Out
you
here in
look
Mexico.
with the fields. In the fields. Yeah, this thing's boogieing.
Yeah, that was good.
It hooked up good.
Staying nice and cool. Looks like bleeding the coolant system did the trick, so she should be good to go.
So we just took the NSX out. Everything seemed good, and we were getting ready to give it an oil change and just kind of go over the car. And we ran into another little issue here. So the hatch was down for streetcar takeover, and as of right now, the NSX is also not race ready, because you look right here, we found that this wheel bearing is a little loose. That's with the axle not all the way tightened. We double checked everything. That is all wheel bearing, and for how fast this thing is, I do not want to risk racing it on that for sure. So we called around just to see if any parts stores happen to have it. Obviously they most likely won't, since it's an NSX. It's not a very common piece to have, and nobody local has it. And it looks like the only way to fix this, if we want to make it tomorrow, is to steal one off of our parts car over here. Luckily we have another whole NSX, and we're gonna jack that thing up and pop its wheel bearing out, but we are gonna have to press the hubs out of this one, or the one hub out of this one, and put it into the wheel bearing assembly from that one, because this has the 5.9 axles that are upgraded. So hopefully we can keep that wheel bearing, together and don't do any damage taking it apart. And if we can successfully do that, then we should be good to go. And then we'll just give this thing an oil change, and she should be straight. But yeah, that is no good, guys. And last time we had this thing out, it went 174 miles an hour, and we can't have that. It's no good. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the other one apart, and hopefully we can get this one together and get it ready for tomorrow. Alright. Definitely a little loosey in there.
Nice. Looks like a stock hub too. Might be able to just get lucky and switch them over.
Alright.
It's a little crusty, but
Alright,
Go.
moment of truth. Slap it on there.
Let me wipe it off real quick. Alright, it looks like we should actually be good, because the one we pulled off, the orange one, looks like an OEM piece. Like it has all this machining and stuff that you wouldn't typically see on an aftermarket one. So I'm gonna get lucky here. Oh yeah, we're good to go.
Nice.
Just pop that one on, and
Bolt it on, call it a day.
yes sir.
5.9's my ass.
I'm gonna have to get some more axle info, because what I understand is, I got off the phone with my buddy, the 5.9 should be a beefier outer spline here, and I guess you can't do a pro level axle in an NSX, because I was getting some information on the black NSX that we plan on going really fast with, that's in Colorado with Hayden. And I guess because of the size of the wheel bearing, you can only go so big on the hub here, but he said that you should be able to do 5.9s, which is a bigger than factory spline. And these axles are factory spline, because we just took one off the black NSX and it fits. So these axles are probably not even as upgraded as they could be, which probably explains why we snapped the one out in Las Vegas. And that's why this car likes to do roll races and nothing else, because it will probably just snap these things. So we got the new wheel bearing on the NSX here, nice and solid, no more clunks or wiggles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give this thing an oil change, and it should be good to go for tomorrow at Streetcar Takeover. And luckily, we had a whole NSX sitting over there. We haven't done anything with the black NSX since I got it, really, but came in handy today. We got some new wheel bearings on the way, so we'll fix that thing up once the new ones show up. But it's pretty much all we got for you guys. I know we haven't posted in like a week, like I said earlier. We just hadn't had too much going on, and I was honestly a little bummed out about the hatch. I was trying to figure out how to go about it, and we'll have some parts coming at some point for that thing, but I was really kind of going back and forth in my head if I should kind of consider putting a different setup together for the hatch, and I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on that, because we could pop a 8.5 second setup in it with a like a K series or something, and it'd be so easy. Or the H2B route, but that's really expensive. So I just don't know. Let me know what you think. That's gonna be it for this video. Kind of just an update one, but thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.